In our introductory video, we introduced the EILAB as both a physical research facility and a virtual space, inhabited by the digitally connected minds of both local and remote researchers from around the globe. In this video, we explore this virtual space. We review the affordances of the EILAB for research communication and discuss the concept of research collaboration with Dr. Roland van Oostveen. This video will begin to review possibilities for engaging in a collaborative EI project anytime and anywhere. Every research endeavor begins with conversations among researchers driven by shared interests. Because participating researchers are seldom on site at the same time, Internet conferencing and collaboration environments play a crucial role in project formation and development. The EILAB is equipped with a full range of online communication and collaboration affordances, including 3 large wall-mounted displays, HD web and conference cameras, several studio-quality microphones, and a variety of mobile devices, including smartphones and tablets. Each of the wall-mounted displays, digital windows to the world, is connected to a Mac Mini computer, providing large-screen configurations of Skype and Google Hangouts. When groups of EILAB researchers require more sophisticated online collaboration functionality, they often turn to the EILAB's Adobe Connect software. Adobe Connect enables sophisticated real-time collaboration tools within a web browser. Features include unlimited and customizable meeting rooms, breakout sessions within a meeting, audio and video conferencing, main session recording, screen sharing, notes, chat, and whiteboards, polling, and sharing rich content, including streaming audio, video, and software simulations. Additionally, Adobe Connect for mobile enables users to attend or even host Adobe Connect meetings via most mobile platforms running Android, iOS, or BlackBerry. The mobile app automatically optimizes the user interface based on the size of the device and provides many of the hosting capabilities found in the desktop and laptop versions. In short, as long as enough bandwidth is available to the mobile device, participants may engage in sessions while in transit or when it is otherwise impossible or inconvenient to log in via a computer. Within the social sciences, interaction between researchers is a highly valued ideal. Indeed, empirical studies have shown that advances at every stage of the research process depend crucially on such communication. This is true despite the number of names that finally appear on the published article or report. That is to say, multiple authorship is only a partial measure of the human-to-human interactions in which scientists routinely and necessarily engage. More noteworthy from our perspective is that in today's world, a great many of these interactions are being conducted at a distance between researchers of different institutions, standings, and cultures, mediated through digital hardware and software of some kind. We spoke to Dr. Roland van Oostveen, Administrative Director of the EILAB, about the nature of collaboration in the EILAB as both a physical and virtual space. How do you conceptualize research collaboration, and why is this concept important?
Okay. I'm going to start off by parsing the terminology, research collaboration, and talk a little bit about collaboration as compared to other kinds of group work, such as cooperative group work, et cetera, et cetera. And on that basis, then I'll branch off into to research as we go along. Cooperative group work or other kinds of group work are usually conceived of from the perspective that you actually have a particular task or a project that you actually have to have accomplished at the end of the day. And one of the ways that's conceived of by lots of people is to take that task and break it up into smaller tasks or subtasks. However, those subtasks normally are actually assigned to individuals. And it's only at the end where you actually bring all those bits and pieces together. And typically there's one person who sort of tries to amalgamate that into a unified whole of some kind or other. But the overall responsibility for the entire project then is somewhat nebulous. So who's actually got responsibility for each and every portion? Well, you could say that it's the individual who actually developed that particular portion, but generally speaking, that person is not the same person as the one who's actually trying to bring it together as an entire whole. So it's somewhat disparate in terms of the kind of responsibilities, the roles, etc. I conversely, or compare that, contrast that quite a bit with collaboration, where I'm suggesting that the overall project still can be the same, but when you're actually breaking it up, if you break it up, and I'm not suggesting that you necessarily have to break it up in any way, shape, or form, that the entire project becomes the responsibility of the group that's actually doing the work. So that means that while you may assign various portions of it, there is overall responsibility on the part of all of the individuals who are involved in the project, and it means that essentially you have to negotiate every step of the way so that you end up with consensus as you're going along until you end up with the final product. And in theory, that should be the responsibility and the ownership of the entire project, and the work that's gone into it will revolve around all of the individuals who are part and parcel of it. And therefore it's reflective of all of the experiences as well as the kind of nuances of meaning, etc., that are represented by all the individuals who are part of the group as well. And so you end up with a very different kind of, or potentially you can end up with a very different kind of product than if you actually just broke all into various pieces. So where does this come into research? Well, I see research as being very much the same kind of thing. If you actually take bits and pieces and you assign them to individuals, the only person who actually has overall ownership or a sense of what's actually happening within the entire project is presumably the principal investigator or who's ever coordinating the entire project as a whole. I don't know that that's actually all that worthwhile from the perspective of getting a number of individuals who are involved in research, etc. I think you can probably come up with a much better set of not only data but an understanding of the data at the end of the day when you have multiple minds who are actually responsible for doing the analysis and then also coming up with the synthesis of the ideas at the final end of the game. The drawback is it takes time to go through those conversations that are required.
Thank you for joining us to review the concept of research collaboration and how the EILAB has been set up specifically for this purpose. Tune in for Chapter 5 for more information on how the EILAB can help with remote access and field-based research.